"It's just bedtime," my friend Tom said with a chuckle. What could possibly go wrong? But 2 weeks later, he ended up in the emergency room, all because of something he did every single night. Most seniors don't realize this, but your bedtime habits can silently sabotage your health. From heart risks to memory problems, these 4 simple mistakes could be doing more damage than you think. And the worst part, almost every older adult is making at least one of them. Tom was 78, retired teacher, healthy eater, still drove his own car, but he had one habit. Every night after his favorite TV show, he'd make a little snack. Nothing fancy, just a peanut butter sandwich, maybe a glass of milk. "Gotta have something in my stomach or I can't sleep," he used to say. Then one night, at 2:15 a.m., he woke up gasping for air, sweat pouring down his face, his heart racing. They thought it was a heart attack. It wasn't. It was acid reflux, so severe it mimicked cardiac symptoms. The ear doctor told him, "You're eating too late and your stomach can't handle it anymore." Here's the truth. As we age, our digestion slows. That late-night snack? It doesn't settle. It lingers. And when you lie down too soon, acid creeps up, burning the esophagus, disturbing your sleep, even affecting your memory and blood pressure over time. Some seniors think a little fruit, toast, or even yogurt is harmless. But even healthy foods can cause problems if eaten too close to bedtime. What to do instead? Finish dinner at least 2-3 hours before bed. If you must have something, try a few almonds, chamomile tea, or a banana, something gentle, not heavy. And always stay upright for a bit after eating. Tom made one small change, no more late-night snacks. And within a week, he was sleeping deeper and waking up without the fear that something was wrong inside him. Helen was 82, sharp as a tack, loved reading mystery novels, and every night she would curl up in bed with her iPad. Not to read. No, she played online bridge, checked Facebook, and watched a few cat videos. "It helps me wind down," she'd say. But over the past year, something started to change. She would forget where she put things. She repeated stories at dinner. She started waking up 3-4 times a night, convinced she had forgotten to lock the door. And by mid-morning, she was exhausted, irritable, foggy. Her doctor asked a simple question. "Are you using screens before bed?" Helen nodded. "Of course. Doesn't everybody?" And that was the problem. Here's what most people don't realize. The blue light from screens, TVs, phones, tablets, suppresses melatonin, the hormone your brain needs to sleep. In younger people, it's a mild disruption. But in older adults, it throws off the entire circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells your body when to sleep and when to wake. And when that clock gets confused, the effects are more than just a bad night's sleep. It can increase your risk of memory loss, mood swings, high blood pressure, and even falling at night due to fatigue and poor focus. Helen didn't know any of this. She just thought she was getting old. But once she swapped her screen for an old-fashioned paperback and added 20 minutes of soft piano music before bed, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night. She remembered her grocery list again, and the sparkle returned to her eyes. So what's the takeaway? If you're over 65, shut down all screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. Replace it with something calming, a book, soft music, gentle stretching, or even journaling. Your brain will thank you. Frank was 86. Disciplined, ex-military, took his pills like clockwork. But here's the thing, his clock was wrong. Every night before brushing his teeth, he'd take 3 pills. His blood pressure med, a water pill, diuretic, and something his doctor prescribed to help him sleep. Seemed like a good routine, right? Until he started waking up 3 to 4 times each night, rushing to the bathroom, feeling dizzy, lightheaded, sometimes even confused. Then came the fall. It was 2:45 a.m. Frank got out of bed, half asleep, headed for the bathroom, and his legs gave out. He hit the floor hard, bruised his ribs, and spent 2 nights in the hospital. That's when the doctors realized what was happening. Frank was taking a diuretic, a pill meant to flush water from the body, right before bed. It forced his kidneys into overdrive at night, disrupting his sleep and balance. And the blood pressure med, taken at night, caused his BP to dip too low while sleeping, making him weak and unstable when standing up. The problem wasn't the medication. It was the timing. This happens to thousands of seniors every year. Why? Because no one ever sat down to explain. Some meds are better taken in the morning. Others, like cholesterol meds or certain pain relievers, may be fine at night, and sleep aids. They should be used with extreme caution, and only short-term. After that fall, Frank's daughter talked to his pharmacist. They changed his schedule, moved his diuretic to 8 a.m., adjusted the BP med to early evening, and dropped the sleeping pill altogether. They also added a small nightlight in the hallway. No more nighttime accidents. Frank started sleeping longer and waking up sharper, more himself. So what's the lesson? Taking the right medication at the wrong time can turn a helpful habit into a dangerous one. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Ask when you should take each pill, not just what or how much. Sometimes a simple tweak can save you a hospital trip, or worse. Not all health problems start in the body. Some begin in the heart and stay there quietly for years. Martha was 79, widowed for over a decade, lived alone with her cat, Daisy. To her neighbors, she was cheerful and polite. But every night when the lights were off and the world quieted down, the same thoughts would come rushing in. I should have called my son today. Why didn't I go to that reunion 5 years ago? What if I don't wake up tomorrow and no one notices? These weren't just passing thoughts. They were emotional weights, building up night after night. And without knowing it, they were ruining her sleep, her memory, and her hope. You see, the body can't tell the difference between emotional pain and physical danger. When you go to bed filled with regret, guilt, or loneliness, your brain stays on high alert, pumping out stress hormones like cortisol, disrupting your heart rhythm, immune system, and even your digestion. It's no surprise that older adults with chronic stress or unspoken grief often experience shallow sleep, memory lapses, lower resilience to illness, and a silent sense of despair. But here's the good news. There are small, powerful ways to clear that emotional weight before sleep. Martha started doing something simple. Every night she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for, even if it was just a good cup of tea or Daisy purring beside her. Some nights, she'd write a short letter to her late husband, just to say she missed him. Other times, she'd call her granddaughter and say, "I love you." And slowly, her sleep deepened. Her mornings brightened. She began to feel lighter inside. So here's the truth. Going to bed with an anxious mind is just as dangerous as going to bed on an empty stomach or with the wrong pills. Don't let unresolved emotions steal your rest. Let go, forgive, speak, and rest with peace in your heart. The truth is, most of us don't think twice about our nighttime habits. We brush our teeth, turn off the lights, and hope tomorrow comes easy. But what we do in the hour before sleep can quietly shape our health, our memory, even our mood. Eat too late, and your body doesn't rest. Stare at a screen, and your brain stays wired. Take the wrong pill, and your balance falters. Go to bed with a heavy heart, and you wake up just as tired. But here's the hope. It only takes a few small changes to build a better night. And a better night leads to a better day. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to ask, what can I do tonight that my future self will thank me for tomorrow? So turn off the screen. Put down the snack. Set out your pills with care. Say what's in your heart before the day is done. Because peace doesn't come from perfect health. It comes from caring just a little more about how you end each day. Sleep well tonight. You've earned it.